should have all a good month. Besorot tovot, Yeshuot v'nechamot, amen. The shur will be dedicated Leilui Nishmat Deborah Fege bat Shemuel, Ora Deborah bat Shemuel Nesar Rivka bat Avraham, Monica bat Fani and Menachem Mendel ben Elchanan, Aleim HaShalom. You know, I saw a very nice Hidush. Yes. Go ahead.
Microphone. He's on the mic.
I'm going to try to put it closer. I saw a very nice Hidush, Baruch Haba, that says the follows. In our parasha, it's written like this: V'gam ani shamati et na'akad b'nei Yisrael, and I also heard na'akad b'nei Yisrael, the prayers of Am Yisrael, not the prayers, the suffering of Am Yisrael, asher Mitzrayim ma'avidim otam va'yizchoret beriti, that the Mitzrayim were putting them in slavery, right? Va'yizchoret beriti, and I remembered my covenant that I had. Thank you. That I had with Am Yisrael. So I saw a very nice chidush. It's a well-known chidush that says vegam. The word vegam is also. So also me I heard. What's also me? Hashem is saying, also I heard. Right? The suffering that Am Yisrael had. What do you mean also? Who else? Who else besides Borei Olam heard it? So he says like this. The Perush is that to be able to bring Borei Olam to hear our prayers, first of all, we also have to hear the pain of my brother and my friend. If my friend is screaming and is passing through struggles and I don't hear him, so why Borei Olam is going to hear my prayers? V'gam ani shamati et na'akad b'nei Yisrael. Also me, say Borei Olam. Not only you. Because of you, I also heard it. Because Am Yisrael, they didn't take it, okay, what we can do? We're all in the same boat. We are all under the same suffering. No. Every single Jew in Mitzrayim was seeing his fellow brother, and he was suffering. You see him suffering, he hurts him. But you're also suffering? Yes, but he is also suffering. Only at the moment that we were able to hear the problems of others, then Borei Olam was able also to put himself and hear our prayers. Rabotai, this is the Musar HaSkel. If you look inside all our tefillot in the Amidah, we're not praying for myself. There is no one prayer that I pray only for myself. Every single tefillah is in a plural language. Refa'enu Hashem v'nerafeh, Shema kolenu, Tachonen le'adam dat. Right? All the time is about everybody. Why? Because tefillah cannot be heard if you only care about yourself. That's a rule. And it's written something amazing. The Baal HaTurim writes, he says that there are 2 times in the whole entire Torah that the word pekidim appears. What's pekidim? Pekidim are messengers. Twice the Torah mentions the concept of pekidim. One is in Megillat Esther. Right? Ahashverosh, let me find the pasuk. I will tell you exactly. It says, Vayafked HaMelech Pekidim. The king Ahashverosh put different people that were in charge under him. Good. Beforehand, by Yosef HaTzadik, we also have those words. Ya'aseh Par'o Vayafked Pekidim al ha'aretz. Says the Baal HaTurim, why the word Pekidim appears by Yosef and the word Pekidim appears by Ahashverosh. And he writes something fantastic. He says this. He says, because we should learn. The difference in between Yosef and Ahashverosh was how did they finish. Ahashverosh ended up he was the king of an empire, and he lost all his money. Where do we know that he lost all his money? Because at the end of the Megillat Esther, it's written that Ahashverosh started to ask for taxes. Right? Why he asked for taxes? Say Chachamim, he lost all what he had. Lost all what he had. By Yosef was the opposite. When he says that the pasuk that I just mentioned to you, Ya'aseh Paro vayafked pekidim al haaretz, he was still a slave. He just came out from jail. And what did Borei Olam at the end of his life? He turned him to be the greatest king for 80 years, king of a whole empire. What's the difference? Why by Yosef he was so successful and by Ahashverosh no? Says the Baal HaTurim. Look what's the meaning of the words pekidim in every single one of the pesukim. By Ahashverosh, he put people under him for what? What purpose he wanted to? The purpose was to get more money and more kavod for himself. When you look only about yourself, don't worry. The result is going to be known already at the end. By Yosef, you have how the pasuk writes, Ya'aseh Paro vayafked pekidim al haaretz. Put in charge for what? For the land, for you people. Look how many people there are in the streets. How are they going to live? Take care about them. Say the Baal HaTurim, when a person shows that he cares about somebody else, automatically Borei Olam will put him in charge and ahead of everybody. It's unbelievable. The Baal HaTurim writes this. Let me tell you, there was two great rabbis that I had the merit to know them. They passed away, both of them. One of them was Rabbi Vosner. He passed away at the age, I believe, 98, 100, something like that. The other rabbi, his name was Rabbi Yaakov Edelstein. Both of these two great rabbis, they lived in Eretz Israel, in a city by name Bnei Berak. I had the merit to be in both of them. I got a special beracha from Rabbi Edelstein. And Rabbi Yaakov Edelstein was very known that every beracha that he was giving, mamash, Borei Olam was hearing it, was accomplishing it. You don't understand, when I went to him, he doesn't have 1 second without people. He didn't have 1 second without people. People were running to his house, all type of problems, all type of issues. And the rabbi, Rabotai, one time, Rabbi Vosner came up to Rabbi Yaakov Edelstein and he asked him, Rabbi, what's the reason why Borei Olam gave you such a gift? That whatever beracha you give, Borei Olam answers it. Why? Which merit? Now, Rabotai, this is a discussion between two great rabbis. Rabbi Vosner also gave berachot, but seems to be that Rabbi Vosner understood that the other rabbi had much more of a power up in Shamayim. It says the rabbi, the truth is, at the beginning he said, no, who told you Bichlal that I made prayers? At the end he told him, I want to know the reason. And Rabbi Yaakov Edelstein says, maybe the reason is because every single person that comes to me, I am accepting him besever panim yafot. Every person, I come with a smile to him. Every person, I care about what he has to tell me. I don't cut him in the middle, even though I'm rushing. He's telling me a problem. I have a shiur right now. No. He already started. I have to finish hearing him. Rabotai, the Gemara writes a story about different Amoraim and Tanaim. They were praying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Not always they were getting answered. There was one rabbi that he prayed something and automatically Borei Olam answered him. I believe it was Abaye, famous Abaye and Rava in the Gemarot. Abaye prayed right away. And asked the Gemara, what that means, that Abaye was greater than the other rabbis? And the Gemara itself answered, no. The reason was because Abaye was not only great in Torah, but also great in Gemilut Hasadim. Also great in feeling the pain of others. We don't understand how many people are surrounding us that they don't have somebody to hear them. That every time that they open their mouth, yalla, okay, I'm sorry, I'm rushing, I'm having this, I'm having that. It's our obligation, not only for them, for ourselves. There is a famous mashal. How do you say mashal in English? Example? Fine, example. There was a father that had 2 kids. And Baruch Hashem, one of the kids became very wealthy. He lived in Israel, he went to the US, he made a lot of money. The other son, Hazid, he didn't have good mazal, and he stayed in Israel, and the situation was very, very bad. He barely had what to eat. And now his daughter was getting married, and he said, Halas, I have no way how to make the wedding. So they told him, listen, what's your doubt? Go to New York. You have your brother, he's making a lot of money. Sure, he's going to help you. Go take it, we're going to help you with the tickets. You go. He's your brother. Yes, that's what happened. He went, and he got to New York, and he started to ask, where is the office of his brother? And they bring him to one of the towers. The penthouse of that tower is the office of this guy. Psst, what a kavod. He goes up, and he tells the secretary, if you can tell me to my brother that his brother is here. What's your name again? Takes the name. She goes in. She comes back after a few minutes, and she says, I'm sorry. The man says that he doesn't know who you are. Say again his name. Your name, please. So, what do you mean? I'm his brother. What he doesn't know? That's what the server said. I'm sorry, I cannot let you in. The guy gets so upset. Listen, I came all the way until here. He says, you know what? And I entered. He opened up the door. He went inside the office. He finally gets to the office of his brother. He sees his brother and he tells him, Yaakov! How are you, Yaakov? Recognize me? And Yaakov make himself, excuse me? How are you, please? He says, what do you mean? I'm, Sammy, your brother. I don't have any brother, Sammy, and I don't know what you want. Please get out of here as soon as possible. I'm busy. And Rabotai, this guy, Sammy, had to leave the place. He got very upset. He came back home. Years pass. And the father of these 2 brothers was very, very sick. And before he passed away, so the son in New York decided to come and visit his father. Comes to visit his father, and he sees that the poor brother is there also taking care of his dad. And the father tells his son, the poor one, tells him, listen, I don't have much, but whatever I have is for you and for your kids and whatever you need, and da-da-da. Fine. The brother of New York comes to his father and tells him, Daddy, how are you? And I came here for you. And the father looks at him and he says, remind me? Remind me, who are you? He says, Dad? What do you mean? And then the dad, after he made suffering a little bit his son, he told him, you didn't recognize your brother, so you want to recognize your father? If you don't recognize your brother, that means that you don't recognize also that you have a father that is the one that connects in between the 2 brothers. Rabotai, if I don't recognize the feeling and the pain of somebody else, how you want Borei Olam to recognize our pain? How? It's impossible. It's impossible. That's our obligation. And that's why Seichei Chachamim, לא שינו את לשונם, לא שינו את מלבושם, לא שינו את שמותם. 3 things that the Am Yisrael didn't change. The language, their names, and their clothes. And because of these 3 things, they were able to go out from Egypt. What a hidush. Wow. So they didn't change their name, so what? So they didn't change the language, so what? Rabotai, a language, it's a way of communicating in between us. And more I have a language in common, more I feel connected. In between brothers, they have their own language, even though they speak English. They have the words that they understand each other. They have the ways how to say and how to express themselves, and they know exactly how to get to his brother. You know what happened in Mitzrayim? They didn't change their language. They had the same language of caring, of taking care of the feelings, of knowing what every single Jew needs in between them. Even at the moments of slavery, even at the moments of suffering. So the Borei Olam will help us by Met to try to feel a little bit more the pain of somebody else. And I'm sure that at the moment that we will feel it, Borei Olam will be able also to hear our prayers. Amen. Amen.